Hi everyone, Kyle Goebel, president of Luxe Auto Lounge, and today we're talking about springtime, and now that the nice weather's here, what should we be doing to our vehicles to get them ready for the nice driving ahead? I'll tell you, there's a few things that you really should do to ensure your vehicle's in tip-top condition, and just, check it out. Make sure it's got a clean bill of health. I mean, information's power. We want to make sure that our vehicles are reliable and that they'll continue to perform as intended each and every time. So what we recommend this time of year, especially if you're a client that uses winter tires, you get the vehicle in, we do what's called a semi-annual maintenance inspection. So it's typically geared towards every 6 months, 10,000 kilometers on most vehicles, where we would get the vehicle in, our service professionals will take the vehicle for a road test, check it out, see if there's any bumps or any sort of clunks or noises, stuff that shouldn't be there. And what you have to remember is that sometimes, driving your vehicle, it's your car. You drive that car, you get used to it. You might not notice if there's an extra sound or a clunk or something that's there. We do. We have a sort of a fine ear for this kind of thing, and it's what we do. I mean, day in and day out, we look at cars, we drive cars, we inspect cars, we fix cars. We know what should sound the way it should and what shouldn't. So this is a major benefit to doing this inspection, is just the road test alone is peace of mind. So afterwards, we bring the vehicle back, we put it up in the shop, between the hoist, we pop the hood, we check out all the vital fluids. So this consists of stuff like your brake fluid, your windshield washer fluid, transmission fluid, power steering fluid, all the critical fluids to the vehicle that help it operate as intended by the manufacturer. A part of that inspection as well, we check all of the hoses. So for instance, your cooling system. If there's an issue with a clamp on a hose or a deterioration, we mark that down on our inspection as an area that you'd want to have inspected or repaired if that's required. We also check the drive belts. A lot of vehicles nowadays only use one accessory belt called a serpentine belt. So basically that drives your alternator, your air conditioning, all these sorts of things. And these belts don't last forever. They wear out. They get weathered, they crack, they get glazed over. So you want to make sure that that's getting inspected every 6 months at least. So spring and fall is typically the interval there. The reason why you want to inspect that is because if the belt gets to the point where it's deteriorated, it could potentially snap, so you end up with a loss of power or something like that, and you certainly don't want that when you're driving on the road. It's just not safe. Other items that we also inspect too, like we look at the underside of the vehicle, so we look at your suspension components, so control arm bushings, stabilizer links, ball joints, tie rod ends, all the components of the vehicle which affect your steering and that kind of thing. Another item that we also look at as well, we look at your brakes. Now, the nice thing about having the proper inspection is when the brakes are going to be coming up to be changed. It gives you an idea. You can kind of pre-plan for it. As part of the inspection, we look at your brake pads, your rotors. We also look at the calipers, which are basically what the brake pads sit in. So you have an inner and an outer pad, and when you apply the brakes, the caliper grabs it against the rotor, and that's how you stop your vehicle. What can happen over time is your calipers have pins and sliders which actually move the pad back and forth, and they do need to be cleaned and serviced every 1 year, 20,000 kilometers, so that you can ensure proper braking distribution so that you have even pad wear. What happens if they're not maintained correctly is that you get uneven pad wear. So the inside pad might wear out faster than the outside. You might feel a reduced braking sensation when you go to brake. So this is something that we thoroughly check as part of the inspection, just to ensure that, if they need to be serviced or, brakes need to be replaced, and it's just something we mark down on our inspection report as part of the semi-annual inspection. We also inspect the exhaust system too. So, all the way from the front of the motor all the way to the back. So the muffler, all the hangers, all that sort of stuff. Just checking it out, make sure everything's okay. As part of the tire changeover component of that inspection, if you do equip your vehicle with winter tires in the over the winter months, we'd want to get those out. Anytime the temperatures start to go above 7 degrees, that's when you want to get those winter tires off. If you drive them longer than that, you'll run into issues where the tread will wear down quickly, and you really don't want that. Winter tires are not cheap, that is for sure. They are a bit of an investment in your vehicle, so you want to try and get as much life out of them as possible. Now, looking at your summer tires, this is also the time where we take the opportunity to have a look at the condition of them. So, for example, all-season tires, same with winter tires, are only good for about 4 to 5 seasons for the average driver doing 20,000 kilometers a year. What can happen over time when a tire is brand new, you've got about 10-30 seconds of tread, so that's a brand new tire. When you want to start looking at changing them is when they get down to about 3 to 4 seconds. The reason being is because you'll probably end up with weather cracking on the sidewalls or in the treads themselves. You also end up with the potential for hydroplaning if you have low tread on the tires. So hydroplaning, basically, if you're driving over a puddle or something like that, or a deeper part of water, you could potentially lose control if the tread is not actually able to cut through and evacuate the water from the tread of the tire itself. So it is a bit of a safety concern. I mean, you want to know if you need new tires, and certainly it's safe to have that inspection done and ensure your safety when you're driving the vehicle. And it's good to know. So we install the tires on the vehicle as well, provided that everything's okay. I mean, if there is an issue with the tires, certainly we will let you know as part of this inspection. We do have one of the best tire centers in the city, very competitive pricing. We're a Michelin signature dealer as well, so we can get you set up with new tires if that is the case. Once the tires are installed, we also check the tire pressure, set them to manufacturer specifications, because tire pressures being correct is optimal for fuel economy. You want to ensure you're getting your most amount of money out of your fuel and driving as you can. And then we re-road test the vehicle afterwards as well. And the last part of that is we also do a wash on the outside of the vehicle, ensure that outside's looking good and you're happy when you get back behind the wheel. So that's pretty well in a nutshell what we do and what we recommend for getting your vehicle ready for spring. It's nothing crazy, it's pretty easy. Our service professionals are ready to help you out with that. You can reach us by phone. You can give us, send us an email if you prefer, or find us on the web, www.luxeautolounge.com. Thanks for watching, and we'll see you soon.